Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Tennessee Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers Virtual College Fair. That's a mouthful. In other words, welcome to the Tennessee Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to start us off with a few housekeeping items. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Feel free to direct the questions specifically to an institution. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So again, be sure to use that Q&A button to communicate to the college reps. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions tonight. Plus, Tennessee will be hosting more virtual fairs in April. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within a few days at strivescan.com/Tennessee. So I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter with Grand Canyon University. Take it away, Joy.
Thank you. All right. So hi, everybody. My name is Joy Stewart. I am the admissions rep for GCU, Grand Canyon University, and I am local. So I live just outside of Nashville. So I definitely know all about the state, and I'm excited to work with students. So a little bit about GCU. We are a private Christian university located in Phoenix. We pride ourselves on being affordable. We haven't raised tuition in going on 13 years. We do have about 200 academic programs, and we have about 23,000 undergraduate students on campus. So it makes us about a mid-sized university. We are NCAA D1 with basketball by far being one of our most popular sports on campus. Why GCU? Really, we foster a community for hands-on learning for students. We are a teaching university, so our students get to work directly with their instructors, not working with TAs, but we really want you to really get the full picture of being a college student, and we want to empower you. So there's tons of opportunities for internships, for study abroad opportunities, and different learning labs, just to make sure that you get everything that you need out of school. A lot of our students are graduating in anywhere from 3 to 3.5 years, so that early graduation, and we don't have out-of-state tuition, so it makes us quite comparable to a lot of the state schools, and our application's free, and there's no essay that you have to write. As far as our academics go, we have 8 colleges ranging from STEM, science, fine arts, psychology, and then we also have our honors college. Our honors college is definitely for students that are excelling academically, but you get access to faculty one-on-one mentoring, tons of research opportunities, a lot of professional development, and then the opportunity to do study abroad trips, international excursion, special invitations to distinguished speaker series, and many more just benefits and resources there. As far as our campus experience, we are in Phoenix, so it is hot, but GCU does a really great job of keeping students engaged. We do have dorms and apartments. Freshmen are able to live in apartments their first year, but aside from that, we have multiple pools, multiple gyms on campus, and we have about 20 plus eateries, with 2 of them being Chick-fil-A, so everybody really enjoys that. And we have tons of on-campus events and opportunities for our students to really be involved, because we want to foster community in any possible way that we can while you're on campus. Just going back to NCAA D1, like I said, basketball is probably our most popular sport, but we also offer soccer, women's softball, men and women's volleyball, and many more. And then we also have a club sports option. So every student isn't going to be a D1 student, and that's okay. But our club sports offer you the ability to perform still at a high caliber. These students are still competing, and many of them have athletic trainers. So these students are definitely still getting that sports feel that they enjoy. And in addition to club sports, we also offer our intramurals as well, and those are free options. So definitely tons of opportunities for students that want to be active on campus. And then as far as what it costs to go to GCU, average tuition cost is going to be anywhere from $25,000 to $26,000 per year. As I mentioned, we haven't raised tuition, so it's been $16,500 since 2009, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. And then aside from that, that average student pays about $8,700 in tuition costs annually. This is our scholarship chart. So one great thing about GCU is that our scholarships are either or. So if you have a 3.0 GPA, but you got a 27 on your ACT, you're gonna have a better scholarship offering. And so we wanna make sure we give you the best opportunity to receive as much scholarship funds as possible. So that's definitely a great resource for you as a student. And then as far as next steps, our application is mobile friendly, it's free. Again, there's no essay. All you do is go to apply.gcu.edu. And for admissibility, our admissibility requirements are a 3.0 unweighted GPA or a 2.5 up to that 2.8, or sorry, 2.9, and then either a 19 or a 1000 on your SAT. And then my favorite thing to talk about is being able to visit campus. So we have tons of options to see campus. Of course, we have our virtual options in the world of COVID right now, but we also have our Discover GCU trip. This is an opportunity for you to try on GCU as a conditionally accepted student your senior year overnight. So it's an all expense paid trip. We fly you out to Phoenix. I chaperone those trips oftentimes. You get to visit campus, you get to see what campus life is like, and then eat on campus, have lunch, have dinner, get to meet some students, get to get their feedback, and then go to sleep in one of our dorms, see what dorm life is like, and then the next morning come back home. So that's, again, one of my favorite parts about what I do is that Discover GCU opportunity, because it really gives you the chance to really see what campus life is like. And this is just my contact information. So if you do have any questions after this, this is the best way to reach me. But thank you so much, guys. Oops up.
All righty. Thank you so much, Joy. Again, if you have any questions for Joy, feel free to type those into the Q&A box and she and another team member will be able to respond. Up next, we have Columbia College Chicago.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alfredo Echeverria. I am your admissions officer here at Columbia College Chicago. To get started, Columbia is a 4-year private liberal arts college located, as you can see, in Chicago, Illinois. We are a college that mainly focuses in the creative industry. So if you're a student that really thrives in the creative environment, or you just want to be around other students like you, creating, this might be a really great place to start. So I'm going to start off with some numbers. We approximately have about 7,000 students on campus. This is going to be a majority of undergraduate students looking to get some kind of bachelor's degree from us. This past year, we did enroll a little over 1,700 new students. That's going to be a combination of freshmen and transfer students. We are also very transfer friendly, so if it doesn't work out enrolling here as a freshman, you can always come back to us at a later time with some credits under your belt. We do have over 60 different majors and programs, so that's going to be a combination of majors, minors, online certificates, and graduate degrees. And then when it comes to our residence halls, about 71% of incoming freshmen do live on campus. I always like to stress two things. Location, you get to live in downtown Chicago as a college student here. And then the second one is access. So at some point you'll be getting some kind of internship or job here. A lot of those opportunities exist in the downtown area anyway. So when it comes to those two, again, location, access, it's a great combination. When you think about coming to Columbia. When it comes to our diversity, about 49% of students identify as students of color, and about a third identify within the LGBTQIA spectrum. So this is a big part of our identity here at Columbia. Diversity and inclusion, and making sure that regardless of whatever walks of life or identity you have, we wouldn't be doing our part as a college if we didn't provide every student with a platform to share their stories. The average high school GPA for an incoming freshman is about a 3.34. We are test optional, so if you are not a great test taker, or maybe you didn't have access to a testing location this past year, don't worry, that's not obligated as part of your application. When we talk about financial aid, there are three ways for you to earn financial aid from us. So the first one is just completing an application with an official transcript on file. The second is submitting a FAFSA to us, making sure that FAFSA code that Columbia FAFSA code is on there, and submitting in a portfolio or audition. So about 97% of freshmen earn some kind of financial aid from us, and 96% of transfer students also earn some kind of financial aid from Columbia as well. When it comes to the learning environment, we do call ourselves, a hands-on immersion in your field from year one. So usually, sometimes you might have to focus, depending on where you go, you might have to focus your major related classes in your last 2 years. At Columbia, we don't have that. We let you jump right into your, whether it's music or musical theater or film or photography, year one, semester one, if that's something you want to do. We do have small class sizes, so there are no lecture halls here. Really, we like to promote small class sizes, anywhere from 15 to 18 students per class, just to create, rapport and networking opportunities between not just you and your classmates, but you and your instructors, because a lot of our instructors on campus, they do live what they teach. And it's very common to hear students earning some kind of internship or job opportunity from our faculty. As I did mention in my earlier slide, we do have over 60 different majors and programs at Columbia. So this is a very general overview of what that looks like. So we have audio communication and writing, media arts, performing arts, and visual arts and business. At some point, we also do sprinkle in some elective classes. So while you'll be here to study dance or fashion or marketing, we also want to make sure that you're pursuing your other interests as well, just so that you're constantly engaged in other mediums that might interest you. And when it comes to our student life, we do have over 70 different clubs and organizations. Anything that you can think of, it probably exists already. So things like an anime club, a DJ club. We have a Quidditch team and a fencing team. We have things like the Latino Alliance, Black Student Union, Asian Student Organization. And if a club doesn't exist, you can make your own club. And we also have hundreds of different campus events every year. I always tell students there's always something to see, something to do here. Just to talk about the theater department, they put on about 30 productions a year. So I always tell a student there should never be a reason why you're bored. There's always something to see during the academic school year. And we do have residence centers designed specifically for creative students. So that was a general overview of Columbia. This is my contact information. Again, my name is Alfredo. You can always shoot me an email or give me a call there. And if you're ready to start and submit an application, you can always go to colum.edu/apply. That's my little spiel here. I'm super happy to have been here, and I'll hand it off to the next presenter.
Alrighty, thank you, Alfredo. Again, if you have any questions for the presenters, feel free to drop those into the Q&A box. Up next, we have Johnson and Wales University. So take it away, Paul.
Hey there. And I'm not seeing the share screen button on here. Oh, here we go. I got it. Got it.
Fantastic.
There we go.
All righty.
Sorry, yeah. There we go. Sorry about that. My name is Paul Carney, and I'm an admissions representative with Johnson and Wales University. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, my hometown. I have 6 states in my territory. I've got Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And just to tell you a little bit about Johnson and Wales, we have 2 campuses across America. Our main campus is in Providence, Rhode Island, and we have approximately 10,000 students enrolled there. And Providence is the state capital of Rhode Island. It's a medium-sized metropolitan area of about 500,000 people, so very similar in size to Knoxville or Chattanooga. And then we have a campus in Charlotte, North Carolina, right in downtown near Bank of America Stadium, where the Carolina Panthers NFL team plays. Charlotte is a larger city of about 1 million people, and our campus there is actually smaller with about 2,000 students. enrolled there. And so Rhode Island is a very small state. In fact, the entire state is about similar to where I live, Knoxville and Knox County and the surrounding counties. And it's a very easy city to get around. It's a very clean city, very safe city, and beautiful, and a great foodie scene there. Lots of things going on. Again, as I mentioned, Charlotte's a bit larger. It is the second largest financial center in America, second only to New York City. Bank of America has their world headquarters there, as do several other financial institutions. A lot of our students in our College of Business do internships with those financial institutions, so lots of opportunities available. One of the best attributes of Johnson Wales is our small class size. Our student faculty ratio is 18:1. We are a private institution. We offer about 50 different undergraduate majors from 6 different undergraduate colleges. We are probably most well known for our College of Culinary Arts. Emerald Lagasse from the Food Network is probably our most famous alumni, as is Tyler Florence, who has a show on the Food Network. And we're well known for our College of Business and also for our College of Hospitality and Tourism Management. A lot of our alumni are executives with Hilton, Marriott, Hyatt, IHG, and others. And so we encourage you to take a look at our website to see all the different majors that we offer. We have a lot of boutique majors as well. So I think you might find some really interesting niche programs on there. One of our newest programs that we started last year is cruise ship management. And I think that would be a really cool career to go into. So definitely take a look at that. This is a sampling of all the different majors that we offer. Another boutique program is sports, entertainment, and event management. And, so definitely take a look at that. You're going to jump right into your career at Johnson Wales. You're going to start taking major classes in your freshman year, in your sophomore year, and then your junior and senior year. We want to get you into a good balance between the core curriculum courses and your major classes from the first week of college, so that you're in those classes and you experience what it's like. Hopefully you're very passionate about those classes and you'll discover that you really love it and this is something that you really want to do. Or sometimes you may discover that it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. And that is a really good time in your freshman year to change majors before you get well into a program. So that's definitely something that sets us apart. We are very big into experiential learning by doing. We've got several laboratories across our campus where you're going to be using state-of-the-art equipment and technologies that are currently being used in the workplace. And so these are some pictures of some of our learning labs, our business lab, and these are some of our laboratories in Charlotte. You can see there we have a enology lab, that's the study of wines. And so we're big into food, culinary arts, hospitality, so we do a lot of this as well. Our faculty get to know their students because of our small faculty staff ratio, or student faculty ratio. Our faculty get to know their students. They become your mentors. They provide that one-on-one guidance and support. They act as your academic advisors. They are experts in their field. All of our faculty have real-world work experience. They've actually worked in their field before they come to teach for us. So they know what it's like to work in a particular profession. They're not professional academics per se. We offer study abroad programs. We have 80 study abroad programs in 40 countries around the world. A lot of employers nowadays are looking for people who have international experience and perhaps bilingual or multilingual. If you've got international experience and you are bilingual, you will definitely have a distinct competitive advantage in the job market. We've got about 150 different student organizations, and we encourage everybody to get involved in some kind of activity while you're in college. I'm sure we've probably got something for just about everybody. We partner with the national student organizations and offer scholarships for those, and we require students to live on campus during the freshman year. All right, I think my time's up. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And thank you, Paul, for sharing all that fantastic information. And
Sure.
last but not least, we will invite Alyssa with SUNY Cortland to tell us a little bit about her school. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. So SUNY is the State University of New York. While I get this pulled up, if you aren't familiar with SUNY, we are the largest university system in the nation. So we have 64 total schools. So I'm here to talk about SUNY Cortland, which is one of the 64. We are a medium-sized school in the state of New York. So we've got about 7,000 students on campus. Each fall, we bring in about 1,200 freshman students and 600 transfers. Our average class size is going to be about 23, and it's going to get smaller as you get more and more into your major. And then our student to faculty ratio is 16:1. So there's always going to be someone to help you with any internship opportunities, research opportunities, and all of our classes are taught by a professor with the help of a student who has taken the class and succeeded, our TAs. As far as location, we are in central New York. So we're about 45 minutes from Syracuse University. We're about 45 minutes from Binghamton University, and then we're about 20 minutes from Ithaca College and Cornell in that area. So there are a lot of different colleges in this area, which is nice. So there's going to be a lot of activities based around college students and a lot of college students in this area. We were also ranked #1 for campus safety in the state of New York. We have the blue light system. We have our own university police department. I was a student on campus and never felt unsafe, but it's always nice to know that we are the safest in the state of New York. We do have students representing 34 states and 47 countries, so there's always going to be someone new to meet. Most of our students do come from the state of New York, kind of all over the state, but we do have a lot of students from elsewhere as well. As far as what we're looking for our freshman students, looking for 4 years of English and history, 3 years of math and science. For our in-state students, 3 years of foreign language, but most of the time for our out-of-state students, 2 is what's required from your high school, so we can be flexible with that. Whatever your high school is requiring for graduation is what we will accept. And then our average GPA is going to be between an 86 and a 92, and that is unweighted. And we are test optional. This past year, we were test optional for the first time. We are just waiting for the SUNY administration to pass being test optional for the future. So that is in the works, and we are hoping to stay test optional. As far as student expenses, the most important thing to note here is the Future New Yorker Award. So all of our out-of-state students are going to get this scholarship automatically. There's no application you have to fill out. You will get this $7,500, and that's each and every year. And that really kind of bridges the gap between the in-state and out-of-state tuition. So it's really not a huge difference for our students. We have a lot of different majors. We're a liberal arts school, so we have a lot of different schools of study, and you can study across the different schools. So if you want to major in biology, but really want to take some education classes, that's totally fine. We've really seen it all with mixing majors, mixing minors, just taking some classes. Some of our most popular are speech and hearing science, sport management, fitness development, all of our sciences. We do have a pre-med, pre-law, pre-physical therapy program. And then of course, our teacher certification programs. We have quite a few. We are the largest and most comprehensive education school in the state. We have a ton of hands-on experience. So just on campus, you can see 2 of our clinics. We have a speech and hearing science clinic for our community. So anybody in the community can come. Our undergraduate students can observe that. And then our graduate students actually facilitate those visits from the campus community. Then at the top, that's going to be our kinesiology lab, where our sports management students, our fitness development students, a lot of our science students will get to work on the human body and learn more about what it does when it's exercising. And we have research teams working on how exercising can help Alzheimer's right now, which is really cool and interesting to hear the students talk about. We also have a ton of partnerships for internships. We have a good partnership with the NFL, with ABC Network, and then a lot of internship opportunities with some of our alumni in New York City, as well as Washington, D.C., with a lot of those companies that you see there. We also have a ton of student clubs. We have a club for almost all of our majors and all of our minors, as well as sororities and fraternities on campus. And like many of the other colleges that have spoken tonight, it takes 2 students and a faculty member to create a club. So if we don't already have it, you certainly can create it while you're on campus. We are a D3 team. So we have a lot of different sports. We also have intramural and club sports if you don't want to play at that varsity level. Totally fine. We have 131 national championships under our belt and continue to gain more each and every year. That top photo is our Cortica game, which is our rival football game. And that is played at MetLife Stadium at an NFL field, which is pretty cool for our students, our fans, and our football players. Our Student Life Center is our everything fitness. So it's a multi-million-dollar project that was just finished on campus. We have an indoor rock wall, a pool, a yoga studio, cycling studio, an indoor track. And then on the other side is one of our dining halls. Something I always like to mention, we have excellent food, but we also have a cookie warmer. So not only can you exercise, but you can have a nice, freshly baked, warm cookie on your way out. And that's what I have for you. Thank you for being here. My name is Alyssa. I'm the Senior Admissions Advisor and our out-of-state recruiter. That is my information there. I am on the East Coast time. So if you do text me, just remember that I am on that East Coast time. And thank you.
Thanks, Alyssa. Feel free to stay on, and I'm going to invite the rest of the crew to come back on. And we are going to do some live Q&A for the greater good of the audience. So I first like to ask you all, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And feel free to answer in the order that you presented.
Advice that I would give somebody is to get all the information possible. I know that there's, especially in this year, there's so many different options to see schools, and I know everybody's tired of everything virtual, but really, if there's a school you're thinking about or considering, even if it's the last option, get all of the information possible so that way you can make the best decision for you.
My advice would be, especially if you're applying to an arts college, during that summer before you apply to whatever school you are applying to, making sure that you have a portfolio and, finding someone, whether it's an art teacher at your high school or, a mentor that you have, working collaboratively with them to make sure that you're putting your best work and your best foot forward.
My best advice can be summed up in one word: visit. Visit as many colleges and universities as you can. You can get a lot of information from the internet, from brochures, videos. You can learn a lot about a place, but you really can't get that gut instinct about a place until you visit. And, you may look at all the information online and think it's great, and you may show up and you love it, and that's wonderful. Or you may discover that it's not what you thought it was going to be. Maybe it's too big or too small, or too this or too that, too little, too much, whatever, because everybody's different and everybody's looking for different things. So I would definitely encourage all of you to get out there and visit campuses.
Yeah, I say all those things as well. I also say ask the questions. This is the time for you. We know that you have not gone through the college process before. So ask the question, meet with reps. If it's too intimidating to meet with reps and you think you might have a dumb question, they're not dumb. We know that you've never done this before, but just Google different majors and what jobs they may have. Google the size of a college and what kind of activities they have on their campus, and then visit as well. But I would say the biggest thing is ask the questions, or else you're not going to know.
All righty. Next one, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
My favorite event or tradition, I would say is our Havoc. So our Havocs is our student section. And so every student's a Havoc, but we have it's the biggest party in college basketball is what they tell me. And so just being able to really celebrate our team. We wear purple on everything. So definitely the school spirit is something that I love about GCU, and seeing the Havocs just enjoy the games is amazing.
My favorite tradition would probably be Manifest, which is our end of the year street festival that we put on every May. It's sort of like an end of the year party that we've finished another school year. It's usually where seniors will put on their projects that they've been working on all year. So it's our campus is about a mile long, so we shut down that entire section on Wabash Avenue, and we just have a one-day party basically. We've had, before they were famous, we had people like Chance the Rapper perform there, people like Common there as well. And it's always a great time.
We have a couple of traditions at Johnson Wales. The first is during move-in weekend. It's just a big gathering on campus, lots of activities going on at that time, just really welcoming new people to campus, getting you involved in things, meeting lots of new people and making lots of new friends. And our second big tradition is, I think everybody at Johnson Wales is a foodie, because in our dining halls, a lot of the workers are culinary arts majors. They're future famous chefs, hopefully, and dining is second to none at Johnson Wales.
I would say my favorite tradition on campus is in the spring, we have all of our clubs, our Greek life, any internship opportunities, all table on the stairs of our main building on campus. And it's just fun to see what the different clubs are doing, what they're up to, how you can get involved. And they all have different shirts and themes, and they play music and just kind of showcase what their club is all about and how you can be involved and what kind of cool things that they're up to. And I always like to see what the students are doing. And it's fun for all the students to see what new clubs they can be a part of, or how they can be involved in internships and different things of that nature.
All righty. And we'll end with something fun. Give us an interesting or fun fact about your school.
A fun fact about Grand Canyon University is that we're not in the Grand Canyon. We're in Phoenix, so I think that's always fun. A lot of students always ask, are we in the Grand Canyon? And the answer is no.
My interesting fact would be, a couple years ago, we started a program. It was a comedy writing and performance where you could study not only at Columbia, but also enroll at Second City, where a lot of people from SNL have, graduated and performed on there. One of our first alums from the comedy writing and performance program was A.D. Bryant, who's been on SNL. I always like to share that fact. She was also a neighbor in the neighborhood I live in now. Never saw her though.
An interesting fact about Johnson Wales is we were founded in 1914 by two ladies, Gertrude Johnson and Mary Wells. And they started this institution as a business school. And they did this 5 years before they could even vote. So that's an interesting fact about Johnson and Wales.
I think a fun fact about SUNY Cortland is that while we are a D3 school, we are huge on athletics and we really have a pride in our athletics. And we actually recently had an alumni donate this giant dragon. We are the Red Dragons, this giant dragon statue. It's huge and it breathes smoke before all of our football games, which is always a huge hit. And it's just so cool that our alumni are donating such big, prideful things to our campus, but it's definitely something to check out when you're on campus.
All righty. Well, thank you so much to the presenters for sharing such great information about their institutions and for spending their evening with us. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. As you exit the Zoom webinar, you will be taken to a quick survey. It's only 4 questions, so we'd love to hear your feedback regarding this particular session. And as I mentioned in the beginning, there will be 2 more virtual fairs in April, and there are more sessions in the next few hours as well if you are interested in signing up and connecting with more colleges and universities. We are recording all of these sessions, and they will be available on the website that you registered at within about a week or so if you want to review these in an on-demand setting later. So I hope everyone has a great evening, and thanks again to the presenters. Have a great one.
Thank you.